You are live.
Yeah, we're live, but let's wait a few minutes until. Let's just get a couple of audience first before. Let me check.
Yeah.
Let me check. Let's get a couple of audience first. Oops.
We do have a few people.
Yes, we encourage more people to join, and the people who are watching, please share this link so uh, a wider audience can also hear our weekly report. We have a very esteemed guest with us, so make sure you share. Uh, we're going to start momentarily. In the next 1 minute, we'll start. So make sure you share and spread the word, so more people can get access to uh, our discussion live. So uh, 1 more minute, right at 10 o'clock, we'll start. Actually, 20 more seconds, and then we'll start. Keep sharing. 10 more seconds, 9 more seconds. And then right at 10 o'clock, we will start our discussion. All right, it's now 10 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. I'm Tisho. This is Oromo Leadership Legacy, Oromo Leadership and Legacy Advocacy Association, OLA's weekly briefing. I am here today with our executive director, Sena Jimjimo, and also we have a very esteemed guest today with us, Engineer Ibrahim. He is the president of the Human Rights Organization of Benishangul. It's a really a pleasure to have both of you here today with me. I will give you guys maybe 1 minute to introduce yourself further. I know our audience know Sena very well, but go ahead and introduce yourself for those who are new audiences, and also give us a briefing opening statement of 1 minute, and then I'll lead the discussion. Thank you. And I'll start with Sena. You can go ahead and start it.
Hi, T. You're not even saying anything. I was on mute. It's good to have you. And I'm also very excited to be here with Engineer Ibrahim. Engineer Ibrahim and I have been kind of working together behind closed door, not just him, but about 8 other ethnic groups in Ethiopia. I'm pretty sure he's going to introduce himself. And I really want to take my time to kind of introduce him because a lot of our audience do already know me because we come on a weekly basis. But my brother, Engineer Ibrahim here, have stories. To me, that is the 1 minute to give him 1 minute to introduce himself and the voices he represents. I feel like it would be injustice. So I'll pass my time for Engineer Ibrahim and he can take 2 minutes to introduce himself.
Thank you, Sina. Thank you, Tishu, for inviting, and thank you for Oromo Legacy to invite me to this event. I'm really happy and honored to be one of your guests, and also to say hi to all of your audience and listener to this program. And is a time also you hear our side of a story. Our people suffering and atrocity have been imposed on us, the same as on the Oromo people. Thank you very much. My name is Aziz Ibrahim Al Khanagi. I am the founder and establisher of Barishangul Human Rights Foundation, and the chairman as well. Is an advocate organization registered here in North America. We've been doing this for the last 15 years, but because one of the elements of killing us also that the lack of the media, the lack of the international attention to our area, but an event like this and your voice and the voice of being given us by this desk will highly appreciate it, because that is how we're going to know each other and then care about each other. Thank you very much.
T, I want to add something on. Okay, I think it's important that the reason why I wanted to jump in and before we even dive into the conversation for both Ibrahim and just for our audience, what I wanted to say to Engineer Ibrahim is that so this platform is on a weekly basis. On one stage, we'll have a guest and come and have a discussion, and the whole point is for so long our struggle, our pain has been so isolated to ourselves. We felt like, at least for me, I felt like the injustice, the human right violation, the targeting of certain ethnic group in Ethiopia, we felt like it was just to Oromos. But as I attended this big meeting with you and other ethnic group like the command and other people, that I realized the injustice we face is more of is people who want to see themselves superior, and maybe they're using the system to keep one group down and to take the land. They do not see the people, but they see the land, they see the resource. And for when I heard the story of Benshangul, I was so moved. I mean, I know a lot of topic we wanted to cover, but for our audience, and because I know our audience vary from people who work for different government agencies or just a layman who does not understand. But us coming together, us understanding we have more in common both as suffering and as a people, and what we are fighting for to really have that discussion and kind of frame our question. It's not just about the issue of Oromo, it is more actually the issue of oppressed people, the issue of southern nations that be at the mercy of the small minority elite in the north that want to come back to power 150 years later, and they were removed from power. They are these people. I want to hopefully Ibrahim will touch base on it, but I just wanted to add that too.
Thank you very much. Of course, we'll go right into our discussion. As we all know, Ethiopia is a country made out of many nations and nationalities. Of course, in the past, it was assimilation and centralized power trying to rule the country. And now, one of the problems that we face is not just lack of representation, marginalization, and of that nature, but now we are seeing a lot of violence all over the country. Engineer Ibrahim, please take some time and tell us the nature of the violence that's been perpetrated in your area in Benishangul Gumuz, and what's your greatest fear? What do you think the plan is? What is the goal? Is it just to control the area, or do you think something worse is happening in that region?
Thank you, Brother Tisha. What going Benishangul is not today things. It's only got worse in Abiy regime, because Abiy as his regime, as he several times said, that he is the seventh king. He is a continuation of the systematic racism, the systematic atrocity, the systematic genocide, the systematic ethnic cleansing have been imposed on our people. Why? Because they didn't need us as a citizen in so-called Ethiopia. They needed the empty land. They needed the abundant resources there, water and minerals and gold and this. Because Ethiopia, so-called Ethiopia or Abyssinia in the Menelik time, when they invaded our land, exactly like the European when they invaded Africa. They are looking for gold, they are looking for land, for farming, they are looking for this, but never ever wanted those indigenous people who have been there since the start of life. And that is why first they demonize us and dehumanize us. Demonize us by telling people we are not even human. The system started there. They're telling this is monkeys, Senjoros. This is Tota. This is just get rid of them. This is the people who live in the forest, in the tree. You don't need them. You need their land. Therefore, get rid of them. That is why the first campaign, an army campaign, Minilik did in our land is invaded us with 200,000 army. This is in 1898. Abiy repeating the same thing today. Abiy invaded us with 5-6 type of Amara militia, Amara Arbinoch, Amara Fano terrorists, you know that, Amara special forces, Amara settlers, who the vice prime minister, Damaka Mukandan, armed them with the declaration. And everybody knew that, and trained them and told them, kill these people who welcome you in their home. We welcomed Damaka when there's starvation. Mengistu Haile Mariam brought 2 million people to replace us. 2 million people to replace us. Therefore, according to our statistic, there's 6 million of our people either dead or killed or forced to immigrate or in jail on this 123 years. Why? As I told you, they demonize us, dehumanize us, and then kill us. And this is continuing. Then came the Great Dam. The Great Dam also, Abiy, in 1 year when he started, he brought it 400,000 settlers to replace 200,000 families around that dam area. Our people there, they got killed, they burned alive when they are sleeping. I have photos, I can't show it to the program like this. We can't show it because they're going to shut you down, because it is just unspeakable. It never happened to any people. It's only happened in the Holocaust when Hitler burned the Jews. That's what happened. Not only that, every day you see video coming out, a bunch of savage people, they are pulling our dead bodies on the ground and then dancing on it, dancing on the dead body. Or an armed person will tell you that, I'm going to kill hundreds of you, I'm going to kill thousands of you, you don't deserve to live. But when they come to our land, they say, oh, this is a beautiful land, this is a fertile land, this is this and this and this, but never cares about us. The other thing is, Abiy now bringing the foreigners, the strangers, to kill us. Today we have Eritrean army in our area to kill us. And we have SPLA North from Sudan. They don't have any relationship to us to come here. They were refugee in our home. They are refugee with us. Now Abiy arm them and get them uniform and tell them, kill your brothers and sisters. Because they know that they will kill the Sudanese with Sudanese. That's Abiy what he's using. It's just the exact same thing he's doing now in Tigray. We're killing Tigrayan with the Tigrayan Eritrean and Tigrayan Ethiopian. Abiy today from every state in Ethiopia, the 10 states, he brought so-called Liu Hail, the special forces. They're also there. There is no one empty foot square in Benishangul unless there is an army there. What they want, get rid of us. What they want empty land. And this is not today plan. It's just Abiy is one of them implementing it in the worst way, without shame, thinking that this is a people, this is the human being, they deserve to exist, they deserve it. Today in Benishangul, we never ask about clean water. We never ask about electricity, We never ask about, we need a paved road or something, or a school. We ask for one thing: leave us alone to exist in our bush. We never ask about good housing. We just give us that life God gave it to us. Let us live with our animals and with our forests. Be equal as monkey can leave the monkey to live. Why you have to kill them? Why you have to kill us to get our land? And this is a question we want international community to pay attention for this. Tigray people are very lucky because they have diaspora outside who speak and loudly have the voice to this. We don't have that because a person like me in Benishangul either dead or in jail or forced to run away to his life or her life. I've been the miracle thing to escape and to have a voice today in the world and tell the world. And even though I'm speaking to you today, I'm sure any time I'm a target for them because this is the only voice speaking now. Get rid of them and kill them. And don't think, have doubt that you may hear tomorrow after I've been assassinated. Why? They don't want the world to know us. A media like this you're giving me now, a window like this you're giving me now, is a big thing for our people, but is a harmful things for Abiy regime and those who are imposing atrocity on us.
Man. and I'm telling you, this is not easy, and we know the pain very well. We understand the pain. One thing, Sena, I want to bring you in this discussion is just like Oromia region, the Benishangul Gumuz is a host to a lot of non-indigenous people. These people have been living with the people for many years, and yet the government trying to systematically imposing mass killings, mass arrests to get rid of the people, to completely take over the land and replace them with the newcomers. And the same thing we've seen in a lot of Oromia regions. Talk about a little bit about two things that I want you to talk about. One, what are the indications? This is for both of you, but I want Sena to go first. The indication to this genocide. Why are we saying genocide? And two, there's a lot of media from the other side, especially pro-government media, trying to present the victims as perpetrators and the perpetrators as the victims. A very, very deceitful tactic that is being used, even in Matakal and other areas of Benishangul. The picture the pro-government media and the pro-government individuals and groups are trying to paint is as if the Benishangul Gumuz or the Oromo people are the perpetrators, not the victims. So can you guys both speak? First, I'll go with Sena, and then Engineer Ibrahim, I want you to speak on that also.
Thank you, T. I think it's very, very interesting. One of the most, I think, painful thing to see often, even when we go talk to this elected official or their staff member, is that not only that the Oromos, the Benishangul, the command get killed, but their body also get claimed. And then the media change the narrative, and then you have organizations such as the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission, who is there systemically to beautify, to legitimize the illegitimate government, the government that's ruling Ethiopian by force, to kind of give it a face value. And oftentimes, so my frustration, and I think Engineer Ibrahim can also add, is that so you have organizations such as the UN or hundreds of other organizations that's based in Ethiopia. They know this violence against Oromos. I've been advocating for Oromo all my life, so I know about it. Majority of our audience, there are over 100, at some point 150 people watching this. So they know about it. But the issue in Benishangul Gumuz, the issue against Command, these people are so small, so If the UN is supposed to be protecting the minority, where is the voice for the minorities such as Command? Where is the voice for Benishangul Gumuz, who are not only getting killed, like you say, their body get claimed? I remember in 2019, there was a violence where 400 plus people were killed by Amhara militia. Literally, the government invaded Benishangul, and we raised the money, and we couldn't even find at the time to anybody to give money to support those people. So two things I would say that it's so frustrating when you have international organization that sees nothing, hears nothing when such a violence targeted against certain people happen. But when it happen against other people, when one person die from, unfortunately to say, from this people who want to be in control of the rest of Ethiopia, or you hear about Ethiopian Human Rights Commission, you hear about the Ethiopian media going crazy. Look at what TPLF is doing. Look at what the OLA is doing. But when the killing happened to Oromos, when the killing happened to Benishangul, when the killing happened to Command, of course they are terrorists. They are not citizens. They are somehow illegitimate to be even claimed. So that is so frustrating. In the case of Command, Benishangul Gumuz, the reason I'm still focusing on that, every time I talk to people like Ibrahim and hear the stories of Command people, I realize because we are so vast as Oromos, and we are, because of the systematic oppression by the Amhara elites, by Amhara Fano, by Amhara government, that is the Abiy's government is, even though Abiy wanna paint the face, somehow he comes from Oromo, but everybody know who he represented, and give it as a face value that somehow he represents Ethiopia. He does not represent Ethiopia in any way, that their death, their blood is less than water in Ethiopia. And so when I hear the violation that's happening to Benishangul Gumuz, my heart aches more than I aches even for Oromo T, is because we are so vast. We are 50-60% of Ethiopian population. Yes, we are not getting the attention that we need, but if we can unite our people, these people who are, as I think it was Ayano, Gamacho Ayano, Colonel Gamacho Ayano say, the current government is the settlers and brokers. If you remember that, he's saying that is empowered those people who want to buy a land, who want to settle in the land, and those people, the Opidios, the Oromia Pipis, or the old Opidios, the new Opidios, or whatever you want to call, is brokers who are ready to sell the land, and they don't care what happened to Oromia. I mean, I know our time is limited. Just look at the amount of hunger that's going on in Oromia. Look at the amount of prisoners, political prisoners, but you see, there is no organization, a so-called international organization, speaking about this. They don't see it. So it's so frustrating that you wonder, what, maybe this foreign aid that goes to Ethiopia, that goes to Africa, is a part of the violence against the African people, because a legitimate government, dictator government, the government that's committing genocide is enabled by, we keep giving them, just last week, the US gave additional 29 or 26 million dollars. The week before, EU gave additional 30 million dollars. It's been almost $1 billion since the war broke in a western part, northern part of the country. The people of Tigray are not receiving any type of aid. So where is this money going? Well, how is this money benefiting directly the government? So is the aid money is the source of our pain as African people? Should the aid will start from Ethiopia? I don't know, just generally, because it is, I don't see bringing a solution, especially when you have resolution that about to come out tomorrow in the House side that specifically talks about if the situation, the violence in the northern part of Ethiopia is happening exclusively in Tigray. It is not. The violence started long before Tigray. It migrated to that. But why is it that intentionally that the West, particularly, I'm happy to be an American. I love being American. I grew up here. I lived here most of my life, more than I lived in Ethiopia or in Africa. Nevertheless, I wonder what is this selective bias that where you have a government intentionally covers and talks about the violence and the killing that's happening at the expense of the other people. I don't know if I answered your question. I'll leave it at that to you.
Yes, you have. And Engineer Ibrahim, the same question, please address it before I want you guys. I will direct you guys to a different topic just in a second. You're on mute, Engineer Ibrahim. You're on mute. Unmute yourself.
Yes. What exactly, when we say Ethiopian systematic racism, systematic genocide, we mean it. For example, let's come to the media. Everyone in Ethiopia today, an agent to BBC, CNN, Jazeera, those big media, they are from the same tribe who are killing us, the same region who are killing us. The same when you look so-called Ethiopian human rights, who's there is from the same system. Therefore, they are not going to talk to me. I met the person who's an agent to Amharic BBC, and I don't want to mention his name here. When I talked to him, hey, there is things, this issue going in our land. Can you go and cover that? He said, no, it's your people who are killing us. He said like that. It's your people, it's my people who kill us. How my people? And then what? The system is the government using the resources of the government instead of giving us services or protect us. That service they give it and they kill us with it. The international aid who comes to Ethiopia as a government, and instead of it distributing to the people who are existing there, even they give it to the refugee, they don't give it to us. Why I'm saying this? Exactly what Sister Sina said that. In Jawe 2019, 2018, when they kill hundred of our people in the villages around there, around 600 villages have been burned down where the people in sleeping on the night. When we ask investigation, they say the opposite will happen. Why? Because they take our bodies, even they didn't respect us as a living human being, they respect us as a dead. They take our body, they cover it, and they show the media are they are the victim. The same when Abiy last year or this year in April, he was visiting. He was visiting there, and the old people are talking to him. They say the problem is you, the government. Your army killing us, and this and this and this. The next day, 300 people got dead.
I remember that. I remember that.
Remember that, right? The next day. And this, no investigation, no doctor even there to go and to do the autopsy and see this what this means. No, they just open on the land with the grader and they just bury them there. They didn't differentiate this is children or this women or different culture, different human. No, they just bury them there. No investigation done today. No even somebody say that, oh, this is wrong, shouldn't be. Which nothing. And this is what a tip of the thing that the media shows, because the prime minister was there. Therefore, is what is going on is a world responsibility. According to the United Nations Declaration for Indigenous People Rights, this world, according to the declaration, they are obligated to protect us, because the government we have, as all the centuries, they use it, the system, they use it, the resources of the government, they use the media to exterminate us. The one enemy we have, number one enemy, is the terror of the government itself, is the state government. The state is the terrorist itself who kill us day and night. In Ethiopian history, we have the emperor terrorist, we have the red terrorist, and now we have a green terrorist called Abiy regime. Abiy, anytime planting a tree in Addis Ababa, he is digging a grave to our child, our woman, our elders in Benishangul. He cutting trees so as to get his dumping dam to be going on our land. On our land. Now, we don't have a land today for our Norman people, because our people are cattle keeper, our people are farmer, our people are gold diggers. All this now is thrown under the water. No compensation. Imagine my brother Tishu. When you come and build a project in one place, at least as a government to compensate those people who are living there with dignity, you move them. I saw here in North America, even the bird nest, they move it with respect to another place. The ant, They get, but our people who live there around this dam, what happened? They got killed. They got buried in a mass grave. No investigation done. Not only that, our land have been registered to the Highlanders, and they got compensation in our name from the Ethiopian banks. Do you imagine that atrocity? Your own land, because we are indigenous people, we don't go to register, we don't have place to register. This is our land, we've grown up here, we know our even tribe with the tree and with the mountains where we live. That is where we got the name of our tribe. They took that land who belonged to us. They registered it by their name because they have the papers, they have the document, they have everything. And not only that, they took the money, the compensation government money, those who built the project there, and they took it to the land. And we don't know them. They don't know us. What the atrocities? Take your body, cover it, make it your own, and then be the victim. And they cry. They kill us and they cry. And I think the reason they cry because we don't have somebody to cry for us. They cry on behalf of us after they kill us. Seriously, I don't know how this is happening in any place in the world, but it is going on as I speak now. As I speak now, is the atrocities going on, and silent death to our people because nobody knows us, no media attention, nothing.
If this didn't break your heart as an audience, I don't know what would. This is we knew too well, but it's very sad to hear firsthand from somebody that is feeling the pain for his people for a long time now. I want to kind of keep circling the same topic. As you know, the current government and Abiy Ahmed, they think if they don't talk about it, it doesn't exist. Meaning, you see, he's a photo op guy, he's a social media guy, coming on Facebook and talking about green legacy, talking about planting this, planting that, talking about combines and pumps and things like that, as if there's some kind of revolution or agricultural revolution happening in the country, while we all know too well there's violence in each corner of the country. There's no corner in that country has violence, hunger, displacement, anything you can think of is happening in every region. The only region probably is free of those is the capital, Finfinne or Addis Ababa, which also has a lot of ethnic profiling that's going on in that space. So two things. One, how can we, expose the atrocities happening and so the international community will know exactly what's happening there. I know we're doing our best, but how can we further talk to the international community so that, as Sena was talking earlier, that aid money shouldn't go to supplement this kind of government? And also, what is the solution moving forward? What can we do as advocates? What the government should do, what the international community should do, and what a person that's watching this and probably have no idea about this before, what can they do or where they can go to learn more about these things? I'll start from Sena and then Engineer Ibrahim will finish it for this. So very solution-oriented question, but also please talk about the first part where they're talking about all kinds of revolution, agricultural and industrial revolution, where we know what's happening is killing revolution. So please.
Thank you, T. I think the interesting thing, what Engineer Ibrahim saying, for every tree that gets planted by Abiy, there's a dead body. In Oromia, there's a dead body in Benishangul. So as he eliminates, as the current regime plants a tree, they say they planted over 1 million trees, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know if that's true, but
not true.
For whatever tree they are doing is the equal amount of almost people seem to be getting killed. I say the word seem to because it is so hard to get facts on the ground, because anybody that is seeing, documenting is a target by Abiy. My heart breaks for smaller minority group who are facing, and just now we are learning for so long that our struggle have been so isolated, and because it's so isolated, they can buy one or two of us for money purpose, for whatever reason, and pretend like they represent Ethiopia. So I think this is the first time that as oppressed people, as a people, southern nation, who have been invisible to the international community, that we ourselves, we are just getting to know each other. That's how I met Brother Ibrahim, through dialogue that was brought together by about 9 ethnic groups, including the Tigrayans and the Amharas and everybody. And I realized their pain, how deep it is. 150 years of genocide. I can confidently say what happened to this small minority group that are systematically wiped out. They're not even considered human, like you say. They are considered like animal, like a monkey. Their death is less than the animal, because when you kill animal, when you burn a tree, somebody says something about it. But when it comes to them, they can't. So as a Oromo, who are the 60% of the population, who have been obviously equally marginalized, and because have unique culture, unique in our land is equally resourceful, natural resource, vast land, vast population, they want to eliminate us. That's why you have our politicians are in prison or dead, and then you have a few of them who are there for personal gain, have abandoned the political party that they have found, or they've been there for 20, 30 years. Today they work.
Something happened. We apologize. There was a disconnect. I don't know if it's on my side.
You guys can hear me?
No, I can't. For a second, we lost you. But I think it seems you're back. So continue with your thought. And we apologize for our audience for the little interruption.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't even know that. Thank you, T. I'm glad you stepped in and to say that. To make it short, I want to go, that it's a joke. You have a Burma people losing a cattle by thousands, 20,000. They don't have a water to drink. You have a people in RC area, according to BBC, over 500,000 people in desperate need of food. In Bali, you have a people, over 62 people got killed in 4-day period in East Walaga by Amhara Regional Force, by Amhara Fano, where the Ethiopian government don't see, where the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission don't hear. Deaf and blind to the suffering of Oromo, to the suffering of other people. I'm speaking because Brother Ibrahim will speak about Benishangul. While this going on, they go visit and take a picture, a photo up, talk about prosperity. So to me, it's like what Brother Ibrahim say is that for every tree, for every picture they take, there's a dead body that truly reflect a solution. I think a young man who's also, there's a lot of audience who are watching and writing the solution. My recommendation and the thing we're doing right now is we are collectively working together as alternative to the current system. The current system, the Ethiopian constitution, allows for referendum that whether it's Oromo, whether it's Benishangul, whether anybody have a right to have a right where to be, to vote on their right to be what part of the country they want to be part of Ethiopia or not part of Ethiopia. We will work collectively together to realize our dream. And one of the most important things, when you are by yourself, when you try to do so much, nobody hears you. But when you are collective together, when we shine, when one group shine, we all shine. If justice were to come for Oromia, if there were to be investigation in independent investigation in Oromia, there must be independent investigation for atrocity of now and atrocity of yesterday, because our death, our rape, our torture is a generational torture. There can never be a peace in Ethiopia. For as long as we exist, they have to wipe us out. There's a resolution that's coming out amended tomorrow. It mentioned, the progress we have made collectively on that resolution. It mentioned specifically Oromia, obviously Tigray and Amhara, Benishangul. It mentioned that itself is progress, but for years, the world have not seen us. We are getting killed because we are Oromo, because we are Benishangul. We were getting killed simply for being that. Have we been certain group particularly have we been part of the Amhara elite, then we will not be a target. And obviously, within the Amhara people, there are victims. I have no doubt that is paying the heavy price for the crime that Amhara regional government is doing. Ethiopia is being terrorized by Amhara elites, by Amhara regional government. For as long as these people remain as it is, and for as long as the international community continue to see, to hear nothing of this violence, and continually to say that we are concerned and we're concerned. It is past concern. The war in Tigray has been going on for a year almost now, in about a couple of weeks, in about 10 days, will be a year. 12 months have gone. Thousands of people have died. Thousands of people have died in Oromia. God knows how many people died in the southern, Benishangul area. So my solution is working together. Join organization. I've shared it on my group, the Benishangul Human Rights website. Check out how can you support them? What can you donate? Or can you write something for them? Can you create some website for them? Can you help us on this on all side? You have to be part of the movement. We have to create a movement, and that movement is for all oppressed people in Ethiopia. Till ended there. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, Engineer Ibrahim, the same question, but add if you guys have any statistics. Do you guys have the number of people reports of name and amount of people estimate, or some report that you guys compiled that you have on the number of people that are killed, or things like that, and where people can go to learn more about this? The Human Rights Organization probably is one of a good page, so can you include that in your answer?
Yes, we have a website called benishangulfoundation.com. Go there, you will see galleries of the atrocities and the name of the area and things happen. But the event is going rapidly, very, very, very fast to us. Even we are not able to catch up. For example, in a place in Kamashi zone called Sidal, uh, 200 people have been killed there, and 400 have been kidnapped. And we don't know what happened to them. This is just 3 weeks ago. And the same thing, as I told you, is on a daily basis, because we only have big amount of 15 type of armies there, and we can't keep up with them. And as Sister Sina said, they don't allow any camera there. They don't allow any cell phone there. They don't allow anybody, even if you have clean shirt and t-shirt, to move around there. They either you get shot, or you accuse you that you are a terrorist, or you are the working for the foreign agency. They don't allow this. And people who get out those photos, they are very brave people, very, very brave people within them. Within them, some the people who are, they have that God gave them heart. They take that photo and they send it to the media. That's why we get some photos from these atrocities going on. But let's go back to your main question. International. When we speak about an international community, let's start with the Black people themselves and the African Union. Ethiopia, from the day Abyssinia established, they misused Africans to commit atrocity against the Africans. Because the elite in Abyssinia, the elite in Ethiopia, they never believe in Africa. They never consider themselves African themselves. Go and read their theory. Go and read their book. Go and read their belief. They will tell you that they are a superior race. They are a superior race, and they see, according to their belief, that the African are less than them. And that is why when the Oromo say they are Cushitic, when we see as the Nilotic and the Cushitic and all this, and we speak as indigenous, they will tell you, oh, that you are a slave. How they got that? They got it from the book they read and the God they worship. Go read it. I'm not making this up. The demeaning came from there. And then what? They put the African Union in Addis Ababa so as not to speak about the Black people like us. The most demeaned people is, and they will tell you that. You will hear in their saying, because the saying is not coming from nothing. They will tell you the slaves are two. The black one called Shankilla, that is we, and the red one called Oromo. They will give you the name. You know that. I don't want to say it here. You hear that? Where
They say
it is
Galla.
coming?
I'll
Yes.
say they say Galla.
Is it coming from nothing? No. It's from the theory. They taught their children and children is to make us to hate ourselves first. To make us to hate ourselves. And not us. To make our black African to believe, oh, we are not a occupied country. We are not colonized country. Because you are part of the imperialism. Because you are colonizing Africans. That is why you don't get that. And that's why they don't feel the pain we feel. They don't feel, and you hear that. When you hear the kids in the school and the world, they will tell you, oh, we are not negros. We are not negros. We are not niggers. We are not this. We are not black. Why? Because in their brain, because the sickness in their brain, the sickness is there. And then when they come to the power, they implement it to get rid of us. Because they are not part of us. And why attention today to the African Union, to the black people in the world? Give attention to so-called Ethiopia. Don't just come to Abiy ceremony and speak there, Mr. Museveni and Mr. Salva Kiir and Uhuru Kenyatta. Come and just eat the injera in Addis Ababa and they think this is black people like you. No, they are looking to you as less than them. And then just using the African organization to demean us as the black people who have been there, as indigenous people have been there, as the Cushitic people have been there. Therefore, my another call to all black caucus in Europe, the all black caucus in America, in Canada, in Australia, please reread the history of so-called Ethiopia again. Because the name Ethiopia have been stolen from some place where the people, they respect the original Ethiopians. Because they took this name, they misuse it again. They took everything good, they misuse it. They don't believe in Africa. They don't believe in the black people. Otherwise, they don't kill us. We will be the same. If I go to Kenya, I live in Kenya before. Nobody told me that I'm less than the Kenyan. I live in Uganda. Nobody's told me that I'm less than them. But in Ethiopia, they will tell me that I'm less than them. The thing is, the system is so dangerous. The solution is first, with these people who happen to be in power, they have to be first, wash their brain and clean up and understand that the human race is the same race. Then we can equally sit in the round table and find a solution as individuals, as a community, as a tribe, as ethnic, as human being. What is the solution? The solution is so easy when we recognize each other as an equal human being, that I have a right in Benishangul to speak my language, to practice my belief, and to self-administration. Because before Minilik came there, we are royals, we are kings in our land. And you make us a slave. The same for the Oromians. Many kings there, many established people there, well-fed people there, well, good people there. And now you make them slaves in their own land. Look, they will tell you now, oh, we Amaras, we are many than the Benishangul people. We are the majority. And they think that this is a good thing for them. Because you got rid of me. Because you killed me. That is why you are many. You are accusing yourself. How the newcomers are more than the native people and the indigenous people? Because you kill me. And this is also my call to international aid. Today, when they brought the settlers in our land, they built a school for the settlers. They built a hospital for the settlers. They gave them the seeds. They gave them the tractors. They gave them the tool of the farming. They gave them everything. At the same time, they gave nothing nothing to the indigenous people. Not only that, they took our land, they took our cattle, they took everything from us, but they gave it to the settlers. This is international aid. Sister Sina talk about it. Then you become part of that atrocity. You become, that is why they're increasing, and that is why we're less. We are less because nobody gave us a care. Not only that, what we have, they took it from us and they gave it to them. Therefore, the world, please, we are human beings and we want asking one thing, leave us to exist. We have enough resources in our land, will make us satisfied. We don't need the terrorist government. We don't need those armies in our land. We want them as soon as possible to get out of there. To get out of there, because things are not going to continue like this. The world has to wake up, because Ethiopia is a sink of blood shed. Not today, every system came. For us, every system rule Ethiopia, practice atrocity on us, with no exception. Therefore, that's why we're asking for self-autonomy. Clearly, it's time to come, the world to help us for self-autonomy, because really we want to live in dignity. The suffering I suffered, my intergeneration suffering. I will tell you this, the same jail my grandpa went in, my dad went in, I went in. And really, I don't want it to my kids or my grandkids. It's enough. It has to stop here. Therefore, the solution, these people first, they have to set their mind, because the sickness in their mind and their belief. When somebody, the police commissioner in Amara, telling that Benishangul people are eating human flesh, therefore to kill them, where you don't get any person in Benishangul who eat raw meat. Raw meat. We don't eat raw meat. If it is lamb or cow or beef or things, we don't eat it. How are we going to eat human flesh? We are not starving. Because the wild tree we have, the wild fruit we have cattle, why we have to eat human flesh? It's part of the demonizing. When the vice president, vice prime minister, who been grown up, because the Mukannan, he is one of the settlers. He is one of the people, we welcome them in our home, in our land. We never attack them. Now he's arming the same people and telling them, kill your neighbor, the person who welcome you in his home. Kill them, and he trained them. Okay? When Aganyo Shagar, he armed them and go and kill them. Get rid of them. These are Sudanese, get them go. Let them go to Sudan. Yes, we are Sudanese with our land. We never deny that. With our land. We are existing here before you come from where I don't know you came. We are there. When you make a committee, that committee, they call it Matakal Asmalash, committee to retain Matakal. To where you retain Matakal? Matakal is Gujam now. Even Gujam, is it yours? Gujam itself is not yours. We are the indigenous people of Gujam. We are the indigenous people of Gondar. We are the indigenous people of Bahardar. We are the indigenous people of Lake Tana. Even the Lake Tana itself, the Sana, where you got this name? I ask today, all the ruling people in the Amaras, tell me what's the name of Gondar, what's the name of Bahardar, what are the name of Gujam, where you got that? Do you know it? They don't know it. This is the name itself, is self-evidence. This is our land. But we have been eradicated all the time. All the time. We've been pushed. Till where? To finish us? No. I believe there is a high power who created us to exist there. And we're going to exist there. Thank you very much.
I just
Sorry,
want
taking,
to I just want to
sorry,
thank
taking
you.
a lot of time from you guys.
I just want to thank both of you because really talking about the solution is very difficult, and you guys really did it very well. Because the reason why it's difficult is we don't even fully comprehend the problem yet. As Sena said, there's no investigation done with any of the problems that are happening. Roundtable discussions. Abi is a child soldier. The only answer he knows to all problems is through the barrel of a gun. To a political problem, usually you can give political solution, but the only solution he knows is going to war. So that's been a problem. So just even digesting the problem by itself takes time. I'm just want to make clear this to the audience, but I appreciate the attempt that you guys made into giving these beautiful solutions. And Sena, I want to say something before my last question. I have one last question for both of you guys, but you can go say what you want to add to that.
Ask the question and then I'll answer together.
Okay, I want you guys. This is the last question for both of you. I want you guys very short sentence, two sentences or three sentences each. One, the message you have, of course, Engineer Ibrahim, directly to the people of Benishangul Gumuz, and Sena to the Oromo people directly. What message you have for them, and then also what message you have for Abiy Ahmed directly, if he's listening to this or happen to see this. What would you say directly to him? Just two sentences for each, and then Sena, you can add when it's your turn. You can add the thing that you wanted to add. So let's start with you, Sena, so you can add your addition, and then that will we'll end today's discussion.
Okay. Thank you, T. I think I'll start with what I wanted to say and then answer the two questions, and I also see the comments from people here. A lot of people appreciating, obviously, Engineer Ibrahim for speaking up for his people. I think what I wanted to say was that for audience, there's 147 people right now listening. So there's a lot of us who hear these things, and a lot of time you kind of, we either get overwhelmed and we just hear and just walk away. But we know what we need to do. At least we should know. And I wanted to propose that solution. And I know you probably asked me in terms of like a message for Oromo and message for Ethiopia or for the Abiy. But I also have my message for people listening and also the international community who are going to, because we meet with these officers. They have done a lot of things, and Abiy is not listening. So what should they do next? For example, in about a week, I'll go the Great Opportunity Act that gives millions of dollars for Ethiopia. In fact, hundreds of thousands of Ethiopian employees would be affected because 70% of the
over a million.
Exactly. Millions of people will be affected by this thing. When this sanction takes effect, both the government and the people will suffer. The people who depend on this job, their family member in million, their community will suffer greatly. So the international community is on the one hand, yes, this regime is kind of unhinged, is out of control, not listening to anybody. But on the other side, they know the Ethiopian people are poor, are highly dependent in this aid, in this business, or whatever opportunity, whether it comes directly as aid or it comes directly as a business, how China is going behind it, using it for their own purpose. So my message in part is for them. The first and the most important thing we need to do is we really need to understand what we are fighting. What is the Ethiopian problem? Brother Ibrahim say here, people, the international community, especially the West, do not understand that Ethiopia is an empire, is built and maintained in oppressing and suppressing the other ethnic group, except the so-called who people want to identify in Amhara. They have the upper hand because you speak the language, you have practice in Orthodox states. Everybody is oppressed. Just like lots of African country is decolonized from the West, but lots of Oromos and Kamant and others, they feel like they are colonized. For as long as this colony, this hegemony exists in Ethiopia, for as long as the West is looking outside to keep the system as it is, just bring the face lifting, there will never be peace, there will never be stability. In fact, the people have risen up because of technology, because of internet, because of education. People have realized that they want to speak for the people. They want to speak their language. They want to have their basic human right respected that is given by the UN over 50, 70 years ago. That basic right is not respected in Ethiopia for a lot of Ethiopians. For as long as you keep the 5% of Ethiopian at the expense of the 95%, there will always be instability, there will always be violence. And this violence will be violence for right now, but the time will come for revenge. People are losing hope. So they are going to revenge. And when revenge happens, what we're going to see is obviously genocide, pure open genocide, complete civil war in Ethiopia, where neighbors will start attacking neighbors. Then, just like what happened in 1994 in Rwanda, we're gonna go back 10 years like, oh, never again. When it comes to Africa, the West is at the luxury to say never again, only after it passes. They have a chance because they give billions of dollars in the name of aid that goes there, that enable the system, the organizations such as Ethiopian Human Rights Commission, organizations such as Ethiopian National Election, that right before the election, Italy gave $400,000 in the name of election when they know the election is not fair, when the election does not have representation, when the oppositions are pushed out of the election. 400 US Europe money. That's nearly about 600,000 or 700,000 Europe. Billions of money goes in aid. In the system maintained that is the problem. So the international community. The problem is not complex. The problem is not big. It's simple. Ethiopia as an empire, the people of Ethiopia are demanding to be respected basic human rights. The question you asked me, my message for Abiy and the Oromo people. My message for Abiy is obviously I don't really have a message, honestly, for him because he doesn't have an ear nor the mind to really look around every day that's passing, that he's losing the doors, the window of opportunity is closing on him. That his fate is the fate of Gaddafi. His fate is the fate of the Iraqi president, Saddam Hussein. His fate, just like he killed Emmanuel Wendemu in public, just like he killed our brother, dragged their body in Benishangul Gumuz, just this week we heard about it, that his fate and many people who are enabling, their fate shall be just like they killed innocent people, they should be killed and dragged in the body, because that's what Abiy is going for. Yeah, it might be, a few more days, few more weeks, and few more months, but there's never going back to the old Ethiopia, never taken back. Today we're talking about people like Birhanu Nagga, who came to politics, he said, to free Ethiopia from Oromia, free the Oromo culture and Oromo language from Ethiopia. And he is the education minister. When today he said that he wanted kids to learn in Amharic from grade 1, he wanted to eliminate that small Oromo education in Finfinne. This is who we're fighting. And this guy is the one in charge of the dam that is being built. When this guy had Birhanu Nagga, the minister for education, who got $500,000 from Egypt, and today he's a minister. But innocent people, revolutionary leader like Jawar Mohammed, non-violent movement leader like Bakala Garba, so many innocent people relinquished in prison, were the criminals, were the traitors that getting money from Egypt are the minister of the country. Where Abiy himself, I doubt that he worked for the Ethiopia, and I doubt that he worked for the people of Amhara either. He's using the people of Amhara to accomplish what he wants to accomplish. It's the supremacy of Amharanization. That does not mean the poor Amhara people are not facing the violence. My last message is for the Oromo people. I know we've been talking for over an hour, T. My last message is, right now, I really want to give Oromo people a hope, T. And because I've seen the kind of hopelessness, the kind of they feel like, how come Abiy have done so much in Tigray, forget about what's being talked about in Oromia, that is kept in the dark, have done so much, CNN have reported, any media have reported, yet this guy remains the same. And the US and the West keep writing the same message, concern, and urge. So my message for you is, as an Oromo, look what we were a year ago. Look what we were 5-10 years ago. Look how far we came. There is no way for Oromo, the future is always bright. There is no stability. There is no peace. There's nothing in Ethiopia without answering the Oromo question. Abi might try to attempt to answer the Oromo question tomorrow after the window is closed. Abi never and never has never, he will never represent Oromo. He is Naftanya. He's true embedment of the Naftanya, that the system, people like Benshangul, Kemal, the Oromo, Tigray, everybody is fighting against. This is who Abi is. So we can never lose hope, because the world have understood there's no shortcuts. There is no solution around Oromo. As long as we Oromo are united, understanding those people are in power, are enabling the genocide, the violence, the ethnic cleansing happening to Tigray, happening to Oromo and other people. We have a part in it, and those people remove themselves out of it, that there can never be peace. We Oromo have to fight for what's our right. We have to support those people who are fighting for us, who are dying for us, who are sacrificing for us, either through advocacy or armed struggle, whatever it is that we have to start. We have to say enough is enough. We have to rise together with our brothers in Benshangul, in Command, that the oppression of Benshangul is the oppression of Oromo, that we as a thousand people who have been for so long marginalized for the so-called Ethiopian empire, that have to rise together. My message for Oromo people is you have to be hopeful, because we have so much ahead, so much good. Whether anybody comes to power can never govern Ethiopia, stabilize the region without the approval of Oromo. The West, the world need the approval and the support of Oromo. For as long as Oromos are united, nothing can stop us. So that's my message for me.
This is a beautiful message of hope. It gave me some sense of hope also. So thank you for that beautiful message. I just want to spit a fact. It's not fun, to show how much marginalization has happened to the people of Benishangul Gumuz. If I'm not mistaken, the first university graduate from Benishangul Gumuz is in 1995. Am I right? And that should tell you. That should tell you. And I'll pass that to my brother to answer the question. And please fact check my fact if I'm correct.
That's true, Brother Tishu. Till 1990, no a single school in Benishangul. Till 1990, no a single clinic in Benishangul. Imagine you are occupying a land with inhabitants for 100 years, and you don't build them. Just build them a school, man. At least they know how to serve you. They didn't do that. They built one single school in Asosa to grade 4. And when our people like me come there, they catch you in your ear like this and tell you, hey, this is not built for you. Get out of it. Eh? Why? They built it for those serving the government there, the government.
The settlers.
The settlers.
Yes.
The settlers. And after they brought the settlers, the school of the settlers, we tried to send our kids there, and they also catch them in their ear and get them, get out, it's not for you. Why? I tell you, everything they act there is to tell us you are not one of us. We wanted this fertile land, we wanted this place, but we don't want you. Look at our big government today. He appointed from every place, even from Tigray. They are fighting Tigray. They are appointed from Tigray, but not a single one from Benishangul. Do you think we don't have kids who deserve to be ministers? Ethiopia, in the entire history of Ethiopia, 123 occupying our land, the powerful position they gave us is ambassador. One ambassador in the history. This is what I'm telling you. The proof to my story is this country regime or system or whatever, they never wanted us. Therefore, they don't want to be with us. Look, Abiy, he just from afar, from Oromia, from every region, but not from Benishangul. Why? We are unwanted body as a human being. That is, from there, I want to speak to my people, not to give up. Don't give up in your struggle for your freedom. Stand firm. Stand firm for your right. Never bend your back to nobody. Because if you bend, then they will ride you forever. They use your back to ride. Don't kill your brother. Oromo people are not your enemy. Tigrayan people are not your enemy. Your enemy is the ruling system. The enemy with ruling system doesn't matter who they are, They're all the same. They targeted us because they didn't want us. They want our resources. They want our fertile land. Therefore, the glad tidings we are telling my people today is we are joining hand now for all oppressed people like us, from the Agau people, the Kimant people, the Gabela people, the Oromia people, the Afar, the Somali, the Tigray. We are all now together because we have a common enemy. The guy who made equality in oppression. Abi equality is to oppress all of us. Therefore, we are coming together now, asking for our rights, and our rights in a different way. There, we guarantee our dignity forever. Without any hesitation, I want our people to stand firm for their right and to join hands with others. And a call for Abi. Abi, you made it just worse. You made it Menelik to look is a good guy. You made it Mengistu to be as the good guy. You are the worst ever been in Arat Kilo. My advice to you, not to change because we can't change you. We can't tell the old dog now to a new treat. Is just leave. Get out. Get out. Run to to Zimbabwe with Mengistu. Go to Asmara to your fellow commander there. Go anywhere. Just leave Ethiopian people alone. Because you are the worst. You are the killer they ever experienced. Come on, man. Yesterday, he bombed Makale. And what he said, his spokesman said, oh, we didn't bomb it. Why you have to bomb Makale? It is our city. Not even 3 hours. They changed it. Oh, we are bombing them carefully. What the liar. This guy lie every second, every minute. He lied about his election. He lied about his being this. He lied every second. Therefore, how are you going to be the leader? You disrespect yourself, man. This guy is disrespecting himself. My advice to him is get out. If you have a remaining dignity as a human being, just leave us alone. Secondly, remove all those army you brought to kill us. We are not going to die unless our day finished. You have been practicing death on us for the last 123 years. You didn't finish us. And you are not going to finish us. Just take all those savage army, terrorist state, organized state terrorists, get them out from our land. We are free people in our land, and we want to live freely. Thank you for Oromo Legacy, the voice of the voiceless. Keep on the great job, Mr. Tishu. Sina, you have been an iron woman I ever worked with. Please keep on the great job. Don't give us. And you guys, the generation, this new generation, you're going to make the future. The future, nobody's going to build it us. It's you guys who are going to build this future. And we as African, we are willing to remove all those borders. Because before the colonization, we don't have borders. Just our people move with the cattle where the cattle goes and come back with the cattle where they come back and enjoying life where they go. Because nobody attack nobody. Nobody go and We never hear Zaraf and this until these people came to us. Okay, because our people are free people. We are free people. There is a time we go to the mountain, the time we go down to the ground and live even with harmony with the white animal. That's why they see us with the wild animal where this, they say, oh, these people are animalists. No, this is our nature. We take care of them. Even when we hunt them, my people, when they hunt the animal, they take a permission from the animal itself. We'll talk to the deer. We say to the deer, you know what? My kids are hungry today. Can I get some? And this with respect. And not, they don't hunt it even in front of the children. They have that. And we have a specific time in the year, just like a recha for the harvest. We have the same thing. We have the harvest time and we have the hunting time because everything has a time. We organize with our nature, well organized with our nature. We don't want to harm our nature because that's where we live. But Abi came, kill us and kill our natures. They don't want to leave us because they're anti-life. They are anti-life for everything. Therefore, my last call to Abi, get out. Get out or you're going to be humiliated. You're going to be humiliated the way you humiliated our people. You're going to be humiliated. And we don't want to tell him what happened to the Libyan dictator or no. I just ask him, what happened to Haile Selassie? Who one day people worshiping him as a god. Mengistu kill him and put him under his table, under his chair for 17 years. 17 years there. Ask Menelik, he dead 6 years. 6 years he was dead body on his bed. Nobody knew. His wife was ruling the country. Ask Mengistu Haile Mariam, who used to drink other people's blood. He is just and whatever where he is now. He's going to be dying with fear till he died. Because he's fearing everything. Mugabe protect me, on this protect me. The same for you, Abi. You're going to be humiliated. You're going to be humiliated. It's better just resign if you have dignity and leave. We will take care of ourselves. These young people, I trust them. They can build and rule that country better than you, Abi, because you are a liar. And a liar is worthless. You're good for nothing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This is Oromo Legacy Leadership Advocacy Association weekly briefing. Thank you very much for our esteemed guest, Engineer Ibrahim, who's the founder, president, and chairperson of the Human Rights Organization of Benishangul, and of course our amazing Sena Junjimo, the executive director of OLA. Thank you both very much, and have a great day. And thanks for our audience for engaging us. We didn't answer a lot of your questions, but hopefully we can comment back on the comments. You can find this program on Facebook on OLA page. So thank you very much, and have a great day.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.